Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be reviewing the book called The High Fat Diet by Zana Morris and Helen Foster. So basically the high fat diet is a 14-day diet that you do, and the idea is that the diet is based on trying to get you to drop a dress size as soon as possible, drop a lot of weight, especially in the form of fat rather than muscle, and it also incorporates sort of 12 minutes of high intensity exercise every single day to get you in really good shape in the least amount of time. So basically, having read the book, I really don't have any criticisms of the book for the purpose it was intended for, which is to get people to lose weight, to burn fat, and to get a more sculpted body at the end of it. The only criticism I do have is that it's more of an observation, but it's very suitable for vegetarians, but for vegans it's a bit more difficult. And that's purely because of the kinds of foods that vegans are able to eat. The carbs to fat to protein ratio is just not possible to get the carbs down as low as you would need to kind of get the results that you want from the diet. But other than that, I mean, it's very sound. All the book is sort of based on the latest scientific findings that actually eating more fat and lower carbs can help people lose weight and to get their body to burn fat as well. So firstly, just a summary of the book. So the book starts off with a lovely story of how it came about, and it then goes on to explain why a high fat diet works. So that's some of the science behind it. So the bottom line for why a high fat low carb diet works is because by keeping your carbs so low, it does not cause an insulin spike. And I just wanted to add that this is not a high fat, high protein diet. This is a high fat diet. The only real main aim of having protein in this diet is actually to aid muscle building and also to improve fullness feeling. Like the feeling of feeling full and satisfied with your meals. But other than that, the protein is not really one of the reasons why people lose weight. And obviously insulin is one of the most anabolic substances that helps you put on weight. However, the other thing that's cool about it is that after eating a very high fat diet for a couple of days and keeping your carbs really low, your body then switches to burning fat rather than burning glucose. So when you're not eating, it's actually using your own body fat to fuel you. And then the book goes on to explain the nutrition plan, the allowed and not allowed foods on the plan. This list can also be found at the back of the book in Appendix 3, by the way, which will make an easy shopping list for you. The book also includes a 4-day pre-tox. So this is an easier version of the diet, and it is part of the 14-day plan. But basically the 4-day pre-tox is designed to gradually wean your body off carbs to minimise any potential side effects you get. Side effects include dizziness, grumpiness, sugar kind of cravings, those kinds of things. I believe the pre-tox increases the chance of you sticking to the diet because by easing into it, if the detox symptoms are not so severe, you don't feel as unwell, then you won't be as tempted to come off it. I just want to add that I have a friend, and actually now I have another friend who started this diet after I've been recommending it to them. And both of them just went straight into it. They didn't do the pre-tox, they just went straight into the main diet. None of them actually had any detox symptoms. They didn't feel hungry. Yes, they had, well, the female one, she did have cravings for like sweet things, but the male one didn't at all. I always thought that detox symptoms were given if you're going from eating loads of carbs to suddenly no carbs, but it shows that they don't have to be. That goes to show that actually if you're worried about detox symptoms, don't be, because you might not get any. The book then goes on to the recipes for the 4-day pre-tox and the 10-day blitz. But don't worry at all, because you don't have to actually follow the recipes. If you want to pick your own foods and make your own meals, then as long as you stick to the gram limits that Zana Morris gives of the fat and protein ratio and you stick to the allowed foods, it'll be fine. But if you did want to do the recipes, I mean, the recipes are so easy. They are some of the easiest recipes I've ever seen, like convenience as hell. And also, if there are just one or two things, like one or two breakfast options or one or two lunch options that you like, you can just repeat them over and over. You don't have to eat each of the meals, you know, on the day that she says. She just gives a variety of recipes and a lot of choice for you to find something that works for you. So then after the recipes, the book then goes on to the high intensity exercise plan, which is mainly isolation exercises for different parts of the body. The exercises are quick, like I said, 10 to 12 minutes before, and the idea is that you go as hard and as fast with little breaks in between. I must admit, if I had to do the weight machines all the time, I would find it super boring. So in the long term, I'd find some other plan. Probably after the 14 days, I'd probably find like an exercise class or something like that that I'd enjoy more. That wasn't like cardio based, that was more like strength based. However, only 14 days, you can handle like 15 minutes max, even with breaks in between. And there is also a home workout as well, in case you don't have the gym, and all you have to order for that is a resistance band. And I know that it might be tempting to like skip the exercise part, but I say do not leave it out. I mean, there is so much more to having a nice looking body than just getting skinny, and that is having nice sculpted abs, nice arms, nice legs, and honestly, you'll be so much more satisfied with your results if you don't skip the exercise part. So the book then goes on to a very unique chapter that I haven't seen in a lot of diet books, and it's about how to get your subconscious mind on board with your weight loss, and it uses techniques such as visualization. And if you're not a spiritual person at all, then you may want to ignore that chapter, but I say why not give it a go. If someone is saying by following these things that I'm recommending you will get, you know, certain results, etc., by doing these things that I'm telling you to, then why not just do it? That way, if you do everything, like the exercise, like the food, like the spirituality stuff, then you know that it wasn't you, it was a diet that didn't work for you. Whereas if you miss things out and you skip things, then you'll never know, and you'll just go on from one diet to the other. So after the 10-day blitz, so basically you have the 4-day pre-tox, which I said is to ease you in so you don't get detox symptoms. Then you go on to the 10-day blitz, which is really where you are meant to lose the most amount of weight in that time. It then goes on to the maintenance plan. So this plan, it includes for people who want to lose a bit more weight and those who want to keep their gains. The plan for those who want to continue to lose more weight could be simply carrying on doing what you were doing on the 10-day blitz, and including a multivitamin. That's Zana's suggestion. The alternative is to do the maintenance plan and then do the 10-day blitz again and again in like short 10-day bursts until you reach your goal weight. However, for those who've lost all the weight that they want to, she makes a very good distinction for maintenance that, again, I haven't actually seen in any of the other books. She says that if usually you are fine and happy with your weight and your weight gain, you know, that you've lost on a 10-day blitz, was due to a temporary abnormality, e.g. a holiday, but usually your weight is not a problem, then you can just go back to eating what you eat normally. This makes sense if, because obviously, you know, if it's not normally an issue, but it's just you've gained a few pounds, you just want to lose it and go back to normal, that's fine. If, however, you've always been overweight or your weight gain was gradual and you can't pinpoint exactly any one-off events that led to your weight gain, then you will need to make some changes and eat according to the maintenance plan. The maintenance plan is 14 days long. But the idea is that it teaches you how to eat long term. So the idea is that you take it beyond the 14 days for the rest of your life. So that you can go forward and keep the weight off and stay slim. The maintenance plan still emphasises a high-fat, low-carb diet. However, it makes slightly more room for protein, so the ratios change, and a range of different non-starchy vegetables, and on some days, whole grain carbs as well. But on the day that you eat carbs, you lower your fat so your body does not store the fat you consume. I just wanted to add that in because I think that's quite important. It again lists all the allowed foods and recipes on the maintenance plan. And again, the allowed foods can be found in the quick plant section at the end. The book finishes off with 10 tips for staying slim for life, which are all sound. So the reason I like this book so much is because it's very concise, it's very easy to follow, and it's a very easy diet plan. Basically the tide is clearly turning from low fat towards the high fat diet as the way to keep your weight low, especially for people who do struggle, who maybe have a bit of insulin resistance, PCOS, and if the other kind of diets haven't worked for you, like if the high protein, low fat and vegetables diet, you know, that kind of score hasn't worked for you, if the high carb, low fat diet hasn't worked for you, then try this one. Okay, well thank you so much for watching and take care everyone. Bye.